remember the first time I launched, I absolutely loved it. It was so exciting. Don't get me wrong, it was hard. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even try to pretend like it wasn't hard. It was hard. Like being having to do all the things. I remember reading Jeff Walker's launch book. I think it was called, it's not called, what was called, oh, it was called The Product Launch Formula. And I just remember reading that book thinking, oh, this is it. It's everything I need in order to launch my business. And so I read that book and I did my very first launch. And do you know how much money I made on my very first launch just using that book? $60,000. Now, interestingly, I started reading that book and I did my whole launch. That was my very first launch. Now, don't get me wrong, I had been in business already for like 7 years. So let's be clear, I also had a big ticket offer, but the fact is that I sold I enrolled six clients from a launch. That was very, very powerful. That was a great way to start. So, what are we talking about today? Well, my friends, we are talking about how to launch and how to actually do this. We're talking about how to launch and how to do this using the summer solstice energy. Summer solstice is really important, and it's it's something that we take for granted. If you're woo woo, then you are like me. You will dance around naked and light some candles and chant some mantras and try to bring in some energy to help you connect to the feeling of summer and the new energies that are here. However, the realities are that you still got to do your business. You still have to learn and create a system to be able to work your business. Doesn't matter how much woo woo you do, to have a real business, you need to be able to, yes, do your woo woo, okay? Do your magic, do your tarot cards, do all those things. However, you also need to know how to build your business. So for today's spiritual business hour, I want to help you do a launch, not actually do the launch, but plan the launch. If you are somebody who wants to learn how to launch, drop a comment and tell me, Crystal Lynn, I would love for you to teach us how to do a launch. I'd be more than happy to help you do that. I love launching. It's so fun. I know people who actually hate launching, and I'm so sorry for them because they're missing out on the joy. But let's not just talk about launching today. Let's talk about the summer. Now, why the summer solstice? First of all, this is summer solstice week. The energy of the solstice is strong, and so I want you to take advantage of that. So I'm going to be talking to you about how you can actually use this energy in your business. Really, it's the launch pad. This week is launch week for you, your energy, your ideas, your vision. You don't have to worry about actually putting together a launch this week, but if you want to launch, if you're new to launching, then you should definitely consider thinking about it right now while the summer fires are at their hottest, while the earth is pivoted so that there's still a lot of light shining on us. So the sun represents light and authority and creativity and masculine energy and getting things done and having confidence. Okay. So while we can take in all that summer heat, that summer light, we want to do that. So what about an autumn launch? Well, so yesterday, this is part two of what I was talking about yesterday, what I started talking about yesterday, which was that Springtime is a time of ideas, ideation, creativity. It's a very feminine period. It's a lot of blossoming and sensuality, sexuality, creativity. The blooms are blossoming and the little buds are starting to poke their heads up, and there's color that's coming into the world. And it's a lot of vibrant, feminine, high vibrational energy. That's springtime. The mistake that many women coaches make is that they stay stuck in that spring feminine ideation energy because they're comfortable there. It is very difficult to make a decision when you are a woman with a heart that is full of love, full of creativity, full of a desire to help. It is difficult. I don't care how much you have your ish together. It is difficult to make a decision about the one thing you should be focusing on. It's very difficult if you're a woman and you're creative and you care and you want to kind of do all the things, but you can't do that. You have to make a decision. So springtime bombards us with a lot of creativity, a lot of insights and intuition. And then during the summer, when the solstice comes, you have to pivot, just like the earth has to pivot. The earth can't just keep spinning on its side year after year, month after month. No, the earth slowly makes its tilt and shifts. And instead of resisting that, and instead of forcing yourself to stay over here in this ideas phase because it feels so good to you, you have to accept that the ideas and the creativity has to not stop. You're bringing the creativity in, but you're bringing it in different ways. For example, I had a lot of ideas about how I wanted to run my business and what I wanted to do. And when the summertime started rolling in, I'm like, okay, it's time to make decisions. I made those decisions. And then I said, okay, what's next is moving into the creation phase, actually doing things, putting together the structures, building out the things, making the decisions, okay? But the creativity is now coming in different ways. It's coming in through the opportunity to work with new women. So, for example, I just started this live stream. This live stream is giving me an opportunity every week. I get to come up with a new theme. I get to think about how I want to bring the knowledge that my people need. How can I bring that to them in a new way? So the idea for the live stream came in the spring, but now the construction of the live stream comes in the summer. You see? So I had the idea for my launch in the spring. Now I'm building out the launch in the summer. We're working on websites. We're working on landing pages, funnels. We're working on getting the roadmaps together. We're figuring out what lead magnet goes first. We are making decisions. So spring is a feminine season. Summer is a masculine season. Autumn is a feminine season. Winter is a masculine season. All right. During the feminine season, you are to use your energy to create and to allow. Create and allow. During the masculine seasons, you take action. No season exists in isolation. There is no feminine season that doesn't have masculinity in it, and there's no masculine season that doesn't have femininity in it. Okay, so you're not being asked to shut something down, but I am strongly suggesting that you use the seasons and the logic of the Earth's intelligence to actually move through and build your business based on these things. If you do this, I guarantee you that you will not only feel great, but you too will have a 5 or even a 6-figure launch. I shouldn't say I guarantee that, but I'll tell you something. The feeling that is inside you when you are using the Earth's intelligence in your business is so powerful. You feel unhindered, unstoppable, which is why I believe I have the success that I have. I'm very, very blessed to have, a good business sense. I'm a number 8, so I love business, but my business sense doesn't come from my knowledge of business. My business sense comes from my commitment to working with the earth and connecting to my spirit guides. For me, that number 8 is on its side: infinity, power. I love that. So I'm going to pause right here for a brief moment and I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Crystal Lynn Bell, and I would like it, if you're watching me live, will you please in the comments just type #live. And if you're watching the replay, please type #replay. I do the Spiritual Business Hour Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific every day. Monday through Friday, not every day, Monday through Friday. Why do I do this? Because it is an opportunity for me to share everything that I've learned with you. And if you are a coach, whether you're a new coach or whether you are a more seasoned coach, if you're a healer, a yogi, a Reiki master, if you're a tarot reader, an astrologer, if you read the runes, I want you to have a successful business. Now, I like a 6-figure business. Why do I like 6 figures? Because this is the world we live in today. Things are expensive. I want to own my own home. I want to own land. I want to be able to help other people live their best lives. I want to help young people who are not as fortunate as I was. I want them to have education. I figure that I will use that money that I make to help people get educated. I believe that education is a way of bettering yourself. So for me, my big thing is taking my money, helping the earth, helping the environment, helping those organizations that are working to protect the earth, and helping kids get what they need: education, food, uh, health services, all the things that are important to me. That's why I need a 6-figure business. Now, here's the thing that I've learned, because I did not always have a 6-figure business that is operating at the level that it was. I used to struggle with money. And when I was struggling with money, do you know what? I was stressed out. I was desperate. I couldn't be honest with myself, and I couldn't be honest with my clients. I could only give them a part of who I truly am or who I truly was. I couldn't give them my best. Why? Because I was struggling to make money and make my own ends meet. So I suggest that you treat your business, especially if you are spiritual. The wonderful thing, and in my mind, spiritual women who are truly connected to the divine will honestly talk to God and be like, "Dear universe, beloved source energy, how should I use this money?" That's the kind of stuff that we do. I sit down when I get ready to work on my books every week. I sit down and I meditate beforehand. What should I be spending my money on? How much should I be giving this organization, that organization? You can bring spirituality into everything that you do. And that's what the Spiritual Business Hour is all about. Your business is life force energy working through you. It is a privilege to have a business, and it is a privilege to be able to understand that this world is not just material. This world is actually I was going to say effigy. That's not the word. That's not the word. The word is substance. It's life force energy. It's the rich substance that this universe is. And there's space in between that. And it's light. And that is the truth of who we are. All these lies that the 3-dimensional world is trying to impose on us, you and I understand that that's not the truth. So the more empowered you can be, the better off the earth will be. Because if I empower you, I know you're going to empower other people. Okay. So that's why this spiritual business hour is here. I would like to invite you to join me in the spiritual business hour. And here's the thing, the spiritual business hour is it's free to join the membership, which is what does it mean, the membership? Well, every week I create cheat sheets for you. There's a theme every week. I create a little worksheet that you can use at home on your own to help you apply everything that you've learned. If you are someone who wants to be successful in your business, but you're struggling, you're going to want these cheat sheets. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you. These cheat sheets are not about you going in there and building your business based on these cheat sheets. I can help you do that, but that's not what this is about. The cheat sheets are there for you to connect with your soul, connect with your spirit guides, to connect with your genius, to connect with the nature. So they are there as a support for you while you are building your business. So I'm going to drop the link because I have a link here and it is right here. Cora is here. Hey, Cora, it's good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for joining, friend. So today we're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to show you how to put together like a plan for your launch in autumn. Most people want to bring something out. Most people want to give birth to something in autumn. They want to do their enrollments in the autumn. That is very good instinct. Enrolling people in the autumn is aligned with the harvest of the autumn. So making sure that you have your enrollments opening in the autumn is really, really good spiritual sense. Okay. The thing that you want to understand, though, is that the summertime is what you start using to build up to the work that you are going to be doing in the autumn to get those people into your business. Now, I want you to know what the energies are of summer so that you can use them smartly for what you're building to bring people into your program in the fall. So that's what we are going to talk about. Now, today is the 25th of June, and it is Cancer time. The sun is in Cancer. We have a new moon in Cancer around on July 14th, but we have a full moon in like 4 days, a full moon in Capricorn in 4 days. So that is very auspicious. I talked about Cancer season a lot in yesterday's video. I would love it if you would go to yesterday's video and actually watch that one, because yesterday and today go together. All right. I did a deep dive into the meaning of the solstice yesterday, and I talked a lot about Cancer yesterday and the moon yesterday. I ran out of time. And so I'm starting us off today talking about Leo. Now, Leo season begins July 23rd and moves and goes through August 22nd. So the Leo energy, as you probably already know, is about courage, beauty, being seen, being vivacious, being sexual, being energized, being athletic, being funny, having a good time, being romantic, feeling connected and playful. This is all Leo energy. It's really visible energy. I know that a lot of coaches like the buzzword is visibility. You all get it. You need to get seen. And it's difficult to get seen today because there is so much competition out there. However, the thing to remember is that Leo is also about heart. So your heart is magnetic. The more love you pour into your work and the more love you pour into yourself, the more you kind of give to the beauty of what you are creating, the more magnetic you are going to become, and the more your heart is going to be supported, calling in all those heart-centered relationships that you crave. Leo is not a season for hiding. Now, let me talk to you for a moment about how we hide. I had a really good conversation with my girl, Stephanie Treasure, on Monday, and she talked about hiding behind your work, right? Like we get caught up in working and creating content and writing and perfecting things that we never actually come out and be seen. Okay. If you want to watch that video, you can just go on my Facebook page or on my YouTube page. It is there. If I had my assistant, I would be able to give you the link to the Monday episode, but I do not have an assistant today. So that's okay. Anyway, Leo is about understanding that Leo is about the heart. It's your passion, it's your love that is going to help you get seen. Okay. If you focus more on the love that you have for your people and you spend less time focusing on how much you hate putting yourself out there and you hate Meta and you hate Instagram and you hate competition and you hate blah, 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 and you hate how hard this is and you hate having to launch and you hate having to do all this stuff. You see where I'm going with this? You know that a lot of you have that kind of dialogue going on in your head, even if you won't say it out loud. I know because I be listening and I be watching y'all, and that's the kind of energy you be putting out there. And so what that does is it blocks your beautiful heart energy because you're thinking about how much you don't want to be doing all those things. So all you have to do is take advantage of this wonderful energy that's coming forward. Focus on your heart, focus on your love, focus on the passion, and do the work. Okay, we're going to talk about what that work is in just a minute. I want to talk to you about the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal begins July 28th and it goes through August 12th. That is 14 days, baby. It peaks on August 8th. Now, August 8th this year. Ooh, hold on. Ooh, get this. Let me do my math right. August 8th, and this is a 1 year. August 8th is 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Oh, snap. Lionsgate peak August 8th this year is a powerhouse day, my friend. It is a powerhouse day. It is an 8 it is an 8-day on Lionsgate this year. Awesome. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for us. What are we going to do about that? I don't know just yet, because now I know I'm going to plan. I was planning around the Lionsgate portal. I am now going to be supercharging that whole plan and making sure that I schedule my master classes or whatever that peak is going to be on the 8th. All right. So what is the Lionsgate portal? Well, the Lionsgate portal occurs every year when the sun is in Leo and it aligns with Sirius, which is the brightest star in the sky. Like at night, you can see Sirius, okay? I want to say if you look to the east, you can see Sirius, but I think that's from Paris. If I look to the southeast during this time, I can see that Sirius and Orion's belt. So Orion's belt houses the star Sirius. The sun and Orion's belt and Sirius and the Earth line up. That is the Lionsgate portal. Now, this alignment is old. The Egyptians knew about it. The Mesopotamians knew about it. In 2026, so this year, I just told you that the number 8 is important, but what I didn't tell you yet is that Jupiter in Leo, okay, so Jupiter is the planet of expansion, the planet of good luck. And remember, luck favors the prepared. Okay. This is why I want you working in the summer and not simply, sitting down and staying in the ideas. I want you to get your funnels ready. I want you to get your lead magnets ready. I want you to get your things ready. Okay. Prepare your emails, do the work. Spend your summer doing the work. Launch something valuable during the Lionsgate portal. Make that entry point the big day, the actual Lionsgate day, which is August 8th, 2026. So Jupiter in Leo is going to amplify that creativity and that desire to connect. All right. Everybody's going to be feeling a little sexy on August 8th and during this Lionsgate portal. Good. Turn that sex toward your partner, of course, but also turn that on to your business. Turn that creative, luscious energy onto your business. All right. Now, here's the other thing, which is crazy. There is a solar eclipse, if I'm not mistaken, it's a total solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th. So that eclipse is going to bring big change. Eclipses are times when something ends and something new begins. There's a long period. We're going to have to do a whole session on eclipses, but here's the thing. What you want to understand is that this is a total time for your masculine side to come out. Now, when I say your masculine side, I mean masculine as in your outward self. Outward energy is masculine. Inward energy is feminine. Remember, you have both. You have inward connection to self and outward connection to life. Okay. So your job is to allow your outward self to truly be seen during this period. This is so powerful. So this 888 energy that we are working with right now, this 8 energy, this Leo energy, this sun energy, this masculine energy, this is a charged time for manifestation and for transformation of yourself and your circumstances. Okay. This is about stepping into a conscious evolution. It's a transformational time. Okay. Let me pause here. Let me get into what we have to do. Okay. I need to talk to you about how to actually use this energy of this week and the summer so that you can launch, right? For me, I keep saying launch, and I don't mean launch like according to Jeff Walker's product launch book. Although if you were doing that, I totally recommend it. I'm not putting that kind of pressure on you, though. I'm talking about preparing to roll out your offer. So here's how I would do that if I were you. Okay. First of all, you want to understand the energy and you want to align with it. You want to pivot. So just say to yourself, it's time for me to stop thinking and to start doing. Okay. So sit down this week and make some deliberate decisions about what you're going to be building over the next 3 months so that you can look at what it is you want to offer in autumn and know that you're going to be able to do all the things that will get you there. Okay. I want you to pivot from ideation. I want you to pivot from ideation and move into doing, action. Okay. Now, number two, I want you to use that Leo season to get visible. And I want you to really start now. Start going live every day. I don't care if you just go live and it's just like, hey guys, I'm going live. See me live? Give me some shouts out. I just did it. Bye. I'm telling you, the universe loves that. Okay. You don't have to be perfect. The universe is not interested in your perfection, although the universe is very interested in your attention to detail. That is important, but that's a different live stream. Okay. The point is to get out and be seen. It's not about bringing in clients. Okay. This is not about like, I got to go out there and get a client from this live stream. No, you do not. You do a live stream for the same reason I do a live stream. I do a live stream because I got a lot to say. Do I have a lot to say? Yes. How many words have I already said in this 31 minutes that I have been live? A lot of words. If you have heard a lot of words coming out of my mouth, type in the comments, I heard a lot of words from Crystal Lynn today. Go ahead and type that in the comments for me, please, because I've given a lot of words. That's a celebration right there. So my point is that you're not doing this to get clients. I don't do this to get clients. I guarantee you I will not get a client from this live stream. But what I'm getting is energy. Okay. I might get a client from this live stream. I'm surprised by the stuff that I be getting clients through. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But this is why you put yourself out there, because you never know what's going to happen. And so I put myself out there because I have a lot to say. My philosophy is important. I've built $1 million businesses. I got a lot to say. I should be heard. I should be listened to. Everything that I say is valid. Okay. Now, you might need to do some work. Stay in your lane. You have something that you have gone through that you can share about. I am not saying that you need to share at the exact same level I do. You share at the level that is you. Stay in your lane. Share about you. You are valid. I would watch you. Lots of people would watch you. Don't judge us based on what you think we would do. Just put it out there and let us come to you. Flies love honey. All right. Not that I'm a fly. Butterflies love nectar. So put some nectar out there and attract all the butterflies to you. Don't hide. Okay. So that's the second thing I want you to do. Put yourself out there. The third thing that I want you to do is to set your intentions. Set your intentions now. And then when Lionsgate comes, act on those intentions. Set the intentions now while we are in the solstice week. Do work between now and Lionsgate. Put it out there for Lionsgate, whatever it is you're going to do, and then enjoy. All right. Enjoy the rewards. Okay. Let's see. Fourth thing, use the eclipse of August 12th so that you can amplify and clear. We will talk more about this, but use the eclipse to amplify and to clear. You're going to amplify what you want and you're going to clear what you don't want. Eclipses are about getting rid of stuff that is outdated. When it's a solar eclipse, the sun is coming forward and it's blocking the moon. So all that emotional stuff is going to have to take a back seat to the authority that wants to come through naturally because of the eclipse. Now, when it's a lunar eclipse, that masculine better step back because the moon is coming forward to exert itself. The moon is the intuition, the feeling nature, the feminine. So it's a dance. All right. Right now, we're dancing with the masculine. So you really need to be working on those important structures of your business. Okay. So pay attention to what no longer fits, like your old offers, your old positioning, your old stories, any clients that aren't aligning with you. You want to allow those things to be eclipsed out. When a client breaks up with you around eclipse season, say, thank you. Thank you for your service. I'm so glad that we are done. All right. Now, I promised you that I was going to help you like plan for your launch, and I really want to do that. So, what I want you to do is grab a sheet of paper, and I'm going to give you just 3 simple tips. All right. What you need is a lead magnet and the funnel and a launch date. So let's say the very first thing that we're going to do is start with the launch date. What day, you ask yourself, what day do you want to enroll your client, or what day do you want your program to begin? Let's say that you want your program to begin on October 1st. Well, you're going to reverse engineer. So on October 1st, you are welcoming everybody into your program. You've got, 12 women or 12 men and women on a Zoom call, or maybe they are in, if you're doing something live, either way, they are in your class. Everybody's showing up because they've already paid, they've already enrolled. So your program opens on, your program is done. You're not launching anymore. People are already enrolled on October 1st. Well, in order to get people enrolled on October 1st, you need at least 3 weeks for them to be paying you and for you to be talking to them about the program in a very intimate way. So that means you're doing a lot of discovery calls in the last 3 weeks of September. Okay. Now, make sure you choose your dates. I'm talking just theoretically right now. So you choose your dates based on what you're going to do. I'm just kind of giving you the formula. Okay. So the enrollment date, and then the 3 weeks before the enrollment date, you are spending that time doing discovery calls. Now, what happens before those discovery calls? Well, you need to do something to get people into those discovery calls, don't you? So you need some kind of an event. Now, I know y'all don't like launching. I love launching. All right. So what I would have is either a retreat or some kind of a challenge. And from that challenge, I would be in that retreat. I would be talking to people about what their next step is. Okay. So let's say you're going to do a 5-day challenge. You are going to, on that challenge, you're going to spend a little bit of time getting them clear about how you can help and what their next steps will be. You'll tell them about your program. You'll talk to them in depth during the discovery calls, and then they will be ready to enroll or not. Not everybody has to enroll. You might, if you want to enroll 12 people, you want to make sure you have at least 40 people in your challenge. Okay. If you want to enroll 6 people, you might want to make sure you have at least 24, 25, maybe 30 people in your challenge. The more people you have, the better, obviously. Obviously. You don't need hundreds of people. When I did that first launch, do you know how many people came to my challenge? 14. How many people did I enroll? 6. Okay? You don't need large numbers. You just have to trust, and you have to really be passionate. Ooh, I was so passionate about my first launch. I was so excited about what I had created, my program. And you know what? That's the program I still use. That program is still there operating, and it is the bomb. Okay, it is so good. It was so good. And it's grown as well. Anyway, so you have your challenge, and then before that, in order to get people into your challenge, you want to do something like have maybe a master class, or if you can have some kind of an event or anything like that. What you want is activity. You want to be doing things, putting yourself out there, whether it's through videos or through master classes or through group events. You want to be constantly getting your word, getting your face out there, getting your philosophy out there, getting what you do out there so that people learn about you. You can now, and this is where you want to have a very good lead magnet. That can be a checklist or a roadmap or something that people can download. And when they download it, they will come into your list. And from your list, they will then gather all kinds of good information from you as you set up your nurturing sequence. All right. That's the launch in a nutshell. So what I just did was reversed engineered it. Now I'm going to tell you what I just told you, but I'm going to tell it to you in the right order. So you create yourself a nice lead magnet. Now with that lead magnet, this is step one, you create the lead magnet. It should be a roadmap or a checklist of some sort, and you're going to build out that funnel. So the landing page, the thank you page, and then the welcome email sequence. Then what you're going to do is have some kind of a master class that is operating, and you can do multiple master classes. The more master classes you teach, the more proficient you become in what you're teaching, the more elegant you become with your use of the language. The reason I can speak so clearly about the things that I'm talking about is because I've done it so many times. How many master classes have I had? I don't know, hundreds. A lot. Like we have like our things go on for pages. I love teaching. I love doing master classes. So yeah, this program, Spiritual Business Hour, only started 3 weeks ago. And guess how many I've done in 3 weeks? How many spiritual business hours have I done? 14. Tomorrow will be the end of the 3rd week. There will be 15. All right. So this is the kind of thing that you do. It makes you more and more comfortable, more and more competent. If you look at my first one 3 weeks ago, it was weird. I didn't know how to do the technology. I didn't know what I was going to be talking about. All kinds of issues. Okay. That's all right. You just keep on rolling. I'm really good at saying, I don't remember that. I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing today. All right. And they're going to get better and better because I'm becoming more and more relaxed. So lead magnet, then you create the funnel. Then you create your master class or however you're going to put yourself out there. Maybe you're going to do a bunch of live streams. Give yourself a live stream challenge. I'm going to go live for 1 minute every day for 30 days. Okay. You'll find that you get more and more clear about what you want to say. You know, you might start off saying, saying something very playful and silly, but then by day 15, maybe you're like getting really serious about what you're saying and you're getting really clear, but that's what you want. All right. But you got to put yourself out there in order to make that happen. All right. Once you've created your master class, you want to bring people in for a challenge. You set up that challenge. You take the people through it. You share what you do. They get to know and like you. Okay. They get to understand what you offer. And then you book your discovery calls and boom, you enroll people into your program. It really is that simple. And at the same time, there are things that you need to do, right? Creating the lead magnet, writing it out, understanding what you need to do, how it needs to be positioned, building the funnel, building the landing page, building the thing. Those things take time. They need to be done. If you want to learn how to do those things, or you want me to do those things for you, I have a whole team. That's what we specialize in. We know coaches. We know how to coach. We know spiritual women. We know how to build beautiful assets for people like you. Reach out to me. All right. In the meantime, sign up for the Spiritual Business Hour with Crystal Lynn Bell. Get the cheat sheets. Join the community. I just put a link in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment. Share this video, please. Get your friends on board. I'm looking to build my following. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye for now, friends. Bye.